Hi, my name is John, and today I'll be sharing a poetry exercise that you can do with your child to make sure that they improve their understanding of poetry and eventually help them write some poetry in the future. This is especially important in the opportunity class and the selective school exam here in New South Wales, where there is a poetry section, and for the writing exam in the selective, you may be asked to actually write your own poem. So this exercise may contribute and help your overall understanding. Let's get into it. If you're finding yourself in a situation where you are not really understanding what a poem is talking about, there are certain words that are quite difficult for you to understand, and you're not too sure how one noun or one idea translates to the other, then this exercise may be to your benefit. Essentially, it's called the image to idea brainstorming, and it will help you improve your linkages to certain ideas associated with that to an image that you might be imagining. So if you know how it works from your own perspective, then overall and in the future, the next step is to actually see how these poets are trying to link certain ideas to convey certain meaning. So in order to do this, all you need is two people, or you can do it yourself. So you just have a list of abstract concepts, feelings, things, I suppose, as well, so they're not really too definitive, and you just say it out loud. You can close your eyes and you can do something like this, or you can have another person ask you these abstract concepts, and then you can think and say the first thing that you have on top of your mind, and then you just list it off like that. So you may say love. What's the first thing you think of? You may think of roses, you may think of Cupid, you may think of two people kissing. I don't know what you feel. That's the three things that came to my mind, but what are the three things that came to your mind? Then, in order for you to do that, then you can actually try to say, if those are the things that are associated with love, then what else are the things that you can associate similar to love? And you can actually try to piece together similar ideas to create your own poem, or if you read a primary school poem about love, then they might already piece some of the things that you're already thinking. They might be talking about Cupid, or holding hands, or a boy and a girl together. Whatever it may be, that could be love. But for each person, it could be completely different. So it's important for you to brainstorm whatever it is that comes to your mind. And don't be afraid to say it out loud, because when you're first starting out, you might have that mind blank. You're not too sure what to say next, or if you're not sure if it's the right thing to say. There's no right or wrong thing in poetry. That's the important thing that you have to be open to, that there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to be open and creative. Let's track this and try to convert these ideas or these abstract meanings that you think of when you're brainstorming into actual sentences. So when I was teaching my Year 3 student, I said, what's the first thing that comes to mind for happiness? And they said, put in a sentence, I feel like a sun roaming out of my body as if I'm burning up alive. And I'm like, pretty great, you know? That's not my interpretation of happiness. I would say maybe just eating some ice cream like that. But they contribute to the sun, and they said when they feel really happy, it's as if the sun's inside them. I thought that was an amazing way to actually do that. Not bad. Whatever image that you think of next, try to relate it back to what you've already written. So if there's a sun coming out to your body, burning up inside you, then you're thinking about maybe your hands. So your hands are as long as whatever it may be, carrot sticks, and you feel like munching on them. Whatever it may be. A little bit random, I know, but maybe that's also what you contribute to happiness. Maybe eating carrots is your favorite thing. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to include an image here. I'm not too sure if it's here or here. Essentially, it's going to be a bunch of feelings and some ideas that you can actually use as part of your abstractions game. And you can actually write a bunch of ideas and things and images that come to mind when you think about each one. So for one of them, it could be angel. What do you think about when you think of an angel? Do you think about the wings? What do they look like? How do they act? It could be anything at all. And you can create an entire poem for that. The whole 3 standards or more. But when you're first starting out, just want to brainstorm, putting into sentences and trying to really nitpick on the ideas. If you're finding yourself really tough to actually say it out loud, you may be finding yourself trying to be a perfectionist. In poetry, don't be a perfectionist. There's no right or wrong thing. As long as it flows well, it is what it is. And you can always go back to change it, whether it be changing the rhyming scheme to make more sense, or make the comparisons a little bit more better, whether it be similes and metaphors, the list goes on. The idea of this is to improve your creative writing so that you can ultimately understand where poets are coming from. If you are reading a poem on a river, typically they talk about the water, what's in the water, how it feels, and how it sounds like. This is all images that you can actually try to evoke from the reader themselves on what the actual poet is trying to make you feel. If you had to make one about the river as well, how would you make it a bit different? And would you make some things that would be relatively the same? Potentially that may be so. So try to do this exercise and try it a few times yourself. And ultimately it will be weird the first few times, but over time it will be a lot more comfortable for you so that you will be better at it. I hope this brainstorming image to meaning exercise actually helped you quite a bit. If you had any additional questions, make sure to write down in the comments below. I read and try to respond to everything at all. If there's something a little bit more personal, feel free to visit bigsacademy.com and I can help answer that question. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.